wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ show to start your morning. Kevin is the host, and his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast, so don't get her pissed. It's Jason, talks like a spaz, and he loves to talk about Bigfoot and stats. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ show.
Good morning, happy Monday. Welcome to the KVJ show. Got those Valentine's Day hangovers going around?
From the chocolate, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got on the scale. I was like, ooh, okay. Ooh. I took off a few pounds and I put them right back on with Valentine's chocolates.
I forgot we had our weigh-in today, and I did go hard on Valentine's Day with food.
You did? Ooh,
Ain't gonna
okay.
be a pretty picture today.
Okay. We'll see this hour how that affects these scales. We're going to have a lot of Valentine's Day call-outs, too. Going to be talking about Jaybird's Hour of Love last night on the radio.
Yes,
Here on
love.
WRMF.
Oh, sexy.
It was crazy. People were making babies, getting engaged. All kinds of good stuff was happening. It just, man, he's putting the magic out on the radio, and the love was happening last night.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, so we'll get to all that. You can dial it all up today on Kvj Tv. Just go to YouTube right now and look for the KVJ show.
It's the KVJ dirt of the day. It's the KVJ dirt of the day. Virginia, take it away, cause you know we need that dirt of the day.
Well, did you see that Harry and Meghan are expecting another baby?
Wow. Okay.
Yes. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are expecting their second child together.
Yeah,
so.
they were listening to Jaybird's Love Hour last night and magically have already found out that they're pregnant. It worked that quickly.
I think they were pregnant before Valentine's Day.
Yeah, don't ruin the love.
It's you.
Yes.
Here's a creepy one. Machine Gun Kelly is talking about how he wears Megan Fox's blood in a necklace around his neck. That's how he spent his bloody Valentine.
I hate it so much.
These two are annoying.
They're
aren't they?
very annoying.
So
Well,
annoying.
it seems to me like they're trying to take over. If you remember all the way back, Angelina Jolie, when she was with Billy Bob Thornton. Remember that?
Yes.
They were always trying to get attention by talking about things. Weren't they? I think he did that too.
Yes, he did, or
Didn't he
she
wear-
did,
yeah,
or one
I
of
think
them
she wore
did.
his blood around the neck. So this is really kind of a ripoff.
You're a hack.
This has already been done, y'all.
We've seen it before.
Yeah.
They're going to burn out. They won't make it till 4th of July.
You can't love that hard in the beginning and expect to go.
This really, honestly, is the Billy Bob Angelina Jolie relationship all over again.
Yeah, you're right. And finally here, did you hear the crazy story about Ashley Judd? She had a terrible accident in South Africa and almost lost her leg. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I am in an ICU trauma unit in beautiful South Africa, which has taken me in from the Congo, a country I deeply love, which is not unfortunately equipped to deal with massive catastrophic injuries like I have had. And in that sense, you know, I'm just a regular, normal Congolese person who had a really bad accident. And the difference between a Congolese person and me is disaster insurance that allowed me 55 hours after my accident to get to an operating table in South Africa.
Wow.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Okay, wow.
She says, yeah, there's no time frame for recovery yet. She's got a big journey in front of her. She's going to have to learn to walk again and all that. And almost lost her whole leg.
Oh, my goodness.
Ashley Judd. That's what's going on in your dirt.
Did you miss an episode of the KVJ show? No worries. Find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or kvjshow.com.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What you thinking about today, Jaybird?
So I was driving into work today, and I was leaving my neighborhood, and I noticed this drone was behind me, and it followed me a pretty good way. out. Do you know what
The stalker's getting lazy. She doesn't want to do the leg work.
You know, there's high-tech stuff now, Virginia. You can make it a lot easier. You can actually stalk from the comfort of your own bed.
I mean, I'm a lot less scared of a stalker who uses a drone.
What are the drone laws? Yeah, is there drone stalking? Is that a real thing?
There are drone laws, but right now it's kind of like the Wild Wild West, because when anything is new, they haven't quite figured out what the laws are yet. And really, the laws are about height. You can't go into airspace. You have to be licensed to bring your drone up super, super high. But people that are just flying drones, like not up in airspace, it's the Wild West.
So this was clearly either a renegade neighbor just up really early, but I thought it could have been the cops too. The cops do have drones around in Sweet Denny's one time, and I know people think he was lying. He's lying about this story. He's not lying. He was on our balcony at the time where we were living, and this drone comes up, and he might have been doing something out in the balcony that, you know.
Testing the wind.
Yeah, and this drone comes up by him, and it had a sheriff's sticker on there, or a sheriff's logo, and then it, you know, flew away. And then people were calling in saying, well, sheriff drones can't do that. It was a sheriff's drone, y'all. I don't know the laws. Can they arrest you that way?
I have no idea. I've never heard of anybody getting arrested from smoking pot on their balcony and a drone caught them.
Allegedly.
Checking the wind.
Well, if I had a drone and I had it in someone's yard and it was looking at them sunbathe, that would be drone harassment, right?
I think somebody can call the cops and the cops can come out and make you stop doing it. But unless it's like a big crowd and you're flying drones over that and putting people's safety at risk, I don't think the cops get involved in a lot of that.
There's that one video, and I can't tell if it's fake or not. That couple, they're cheating, and they're out in the woods, and this drone finds them cheating.
You can't tell if it's fake.
It looked real to me, dog. It did.
Dog.
But if anyone knows any drone laws, let me know. Is there such thing as drone harassment? I can't tell if it's a neighbor or
Great question.
If it was the cops tailing
They're
me.
going to have to figure something out, because a lot of people are getting drones. Like regular people are buying them now and flying them all over the place.
It was a high-tech looking drone, too. It looked like a mini UFO. Low to the ground, low enough to where you could see that it was a drone. Okay. That was a little excitement for the morning. Kind of got the blood going.
Virginia, what you got on your mind today?
Today is Lundi Gras. Did you know that?
I had forgotten, yes.
In all the days you've known me, you've never seen me on this day because I've always been in New Orleans.
Right.
But today is Fat Monday, the day before Mardi Gras. I have family in town.
So you pick out
cooking.
today
and
tomorrow?
Yes. Today and tomorrow are crazy eating and consuming days.
Yeah, okay. Let's do this
Let's
thing.
do this thing.
Yeah, Bird's got to weigh in here in like 10 minutes.
It's already not going to go well, so let's just go down in flames. Breakfast is on the bird.
Well, happy Lundi Gras, everybody.
Yeah, how do you feel? Are you completely bummed out? This is like one of the first times ever that you have not been in New Orleans.
I only cried 3 times over the weekend. Once I cried when I was looking at Facebook videos that, Facebook shows you those time hops.
Yeah.
And there was one of my mom and Panda holding Rocco and my sister, and there was a marching band in the background, and we were all just so happy. And my mom doesn't go to Mardi Gras anymore because of mental illness. Mm-hmm. Panda hasn't gone to Mardi Gras the past couple of years because he has anxiety.
Oh, boy.
So when I saw that video, I just started weeping in my living room on the floor because it was such a tradition for our family.
Mm-hmm. Well, the cool thing is, I'm trying to be half full here. I looked at your video of you setting up Mardi Gras at your place. That's great fun. That's exciting. It's different.
It is.
You got a new flavor going on here.
It is. And that's what a lot of people in New Orleans are doing. They're sad, too, that there's no Mardi Gras. So they've turned to decorating their homes. Mm-hmm. And it's making the national news. It's a whole thing. People are turning their houses into Mardi Gras floats. Mm-hmm. So I kind of did the same thing. I put decorations all over the house. I got on the roof.
We're going to have some of that baby cake?
King cake?
King cake?
Yes.
With the baby inside?
I'm bringing you king cake tomorrow, and I've got the good one.
Oh, Suits is going to win this challenge.
He might pull away here.
This last week is really going to be rough.
Yeah, you can't get that confident in the last lap.
Oh, man.
It's Mardi Gras.
You're right. You're right.
And as it stood last week, Suits was in the lead by 6 pounds.
I know. I was doing all right. I was losing some weight. I had a slow
burn.
Sensual food weekend.
You had a sensual food weekend.
Well,
what did you knock down?
Oh, I mean, you name it, I can claim it.
What was National Pizza Lovers Week or something?
I had pizza from different places. I had lasagna. I had it all, baby. A lot of noodles.
Okay.
A lot of mac and cheese. I just went for it.
You are a carb killer.
Oh, I'm a carb hoe.
What I've got on my mind today, I'm very excited because spring training is right around the corner starting this week. Pitchers and catchers are going to be showing up on Wednesday, getting ready for the exhibition season, which is going to begin on February 28th. So we are less than 2 weeks away from real spring training baseball. Now, COVID is going to have its effect. I haven't heard what the capacities are going to be at the spring training stadiums. I assume they'll be reduced to some level, even though they're often not packed. So I don't know.
They already been doing COVID.
And their ratings were terrible this last year. I wonder if they're going to do anything different to try to up them ratings.
Yeah, well, the two things that I had heard are both things that should keep the ratings low, which is what baseball wants. I know they decided not to use the universal DH, which provides more offense, and they're going to be deadening the balls a bit, so that means less home runs. So, less offense means less viewers and less money, which is what baseball's going for. So,
yeah, they're really nailing it. If they're trying to kill baseball, they're doing a
really good job. So another step forward here in the new year.
Yeah, Virginia. If a guy's throwing a no-hitter, make sure you take him out in the 7th inning.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's doing great, leave him in.
Thank you, Virginia.
I don't even know anything about baseball, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Oh, no-hitters are such a rare thing. And stop ranting, Bird. But yes, we're living in a time where if a pitcher's throwing a no-hitter, his arm gets sore. He's thrown too many pitches. Got to take him out.
Yeah, I ran into a Tampa Bay Rays fan over the weekend and got an earful about what they did in the World Series. So that was about a 30-minute conversation I didn't need.
It's still fresh.
Yeah, so it's going on starting this week. They're going to be showing up, and what it means, the Marlins are going to be hosting 12 spring training home games at Roger Dean Stadium in Jupiter. That's starting on March 1st. They got the New York Mets. Now, what you're going to notice is East Coast teams are only going to play East Coast teams, so you're not going to see that cross-state with the Yankees coming in. Everybody getting excited. Yankees will not play on the East Coast. They're going to stay on the West Coast. So you're going to have East Coast teams playing 24 games over 30 days. So you got Houston, Miami, the New York Mets, St. Louis, and Washington. So that's the teams you'll see on the East Coast. And they're not going to be doing any split squad games, which means they'll have the scrubs playing at one game. That would often happen. I'd show up at a game and find out it's a split squad, which means you're not going to see the stars.
I mean, don't they know that the fans hate split squad games? We hate them.
That was the only thing they did right, so... The regular season is going to remain on track to start on April 1st. They're going to play the regular amount of games, 162, so it's all going on. And Tebow's been invited back. So Port St. Lucie might get Tim Tebow.
Oh, yeah. Might get some chicks out there to watch baseball, too.
Maybe.
Oh, you're going to get them out there anyway. The cleat chasers, yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't heard whether or not he's accepted the invitation. He just hit 163 last time he played in baseball a couple years ago. So we'll see if he comes back this year. But I'm excited that it's one of the cool things about springtime here in South Florida. All right, coming up here in just a couple minutes, it's about time for the weigh-in.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
This is gonna be bad.
Okay, where we had been, Bird and Suits, they're challenging each other to try to lose more weight. They needed that motivation. And as of week 4, that was last week, we had Bird at 176 from 182. So he dropped 6 lbs, and Suits had doubled that at 170. So Suits had lost 12. Bird 6 pounds behind. How's that gap? Did he close it? Did he fall further behind?
What's sad is I'm pulling for a plateau. I'm hoping I just stayed even.
A fat toe?
A fat toe, yeah, a fat toad.
If you stayed at 176, you think that's a win?
That's a win for me because I usually come pretty strong towards the end.
Okay.
But I did fall off pretty bad.
Okay. All right. Well, Suits had the Daytona 500 yesterday.
He said that was a dangerous time for him as well.
Yeah.
Love to eat me some nachos and watch some NASCAR.
Yeah, so we'll see. We'll get the scale out and see who weighs what next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Time for the weekly weigh-in. We've done this for 4 weeks. This is week 5. Next week is the big date. The final weigh-in will be next week, and then somebody is going to be strapping on a mankini and going out in public.
I found that banana hammock thing.
Yeah, the mankini.
Is it okay? That's the same
Yeah.
thing. Gotcha. All right.
You got it?
We have a few of them, it looks like.
I've got one at my house too. If you need it, I bought it for Panda.
You bring it because
nice.
choices, options are always great. Mine's the one I have is lime green.
That stands out. I like that, though.
Shows the stains.
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, that thing goes into crevices where not a lot of men have things going into that crevice.
The good news that this one's never been used before.
That's good.
Maybe once. I might have tried it on, but
Not as good.
In the bedroom. What was her name?
Now, Suits, you had NASCAR yesterday with the Daytona 500. Do you typically put out a spread like a lot of people would for the Super Bowl and have a big food party along with your NASCAR?
Usually I would do delivery. I like to get a nice pizza and watch the Daytona 500, but I resisted the urge this year and I was
Oh,
good.
look at you, the willpower.
I had grilled chicken with beans instead.
the kid, the prodigy, he's focused.
Yeah,
he
he is.
wants it.
He doesn't want to wear the mankini.
I really don't.
I get it. I understand.
But I got off to a little bit of a rough start this week, so I feel like I was playing catch up. I had a couple of days where I was a little.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Tell me what you ate.
What'd
Go
you
slow.
do, bad boy?
Go slow.
I ordered some fried chicken, a little bit of pasta earlier in the week. That was not good, but
okay.
I haven't had anything fattening for the last 5 days.
Oh, you're gonna crush it today.
You cheated after you got the good results last week. That's what you did.
Yo, you got to
Same
eat on a
thing.
Monday because you got time to just get rid of the bloat and everything.
That's the cheat day. They take it after the weigh-in, Kevin.
I celebrated last Monday as well.
You did.
And it kind of lasted a week.
And Tuesday and Wednesday.
It did set a whole set of domino effect for me.
Well, when you guys started, you were both at 182 last week. You were at 176, Bird. Suits, you were at 170. So Bird had lost 6 pounds. Suits had lost 12. Bird was 6 pounds behind. Here we are at week 5. Okay, let's do the weigh-in, see where we are, and then 1 week from today. That is
Take it off.
Take it off.
We
Take
mean
it-
the pants, not the shoes.
Well, the weigh-in, yeah, I mean, this could be, this week doesn't matter. We're just checking progress.
You're right. It doesn't matter.
in
Things can
fact,
change in a week.
It might be good to psych out your opponent to act like you're weighing more than you are, and then all of a sudden next week, whoa, where'd this come from? Suits?
Says
How
I
you doing?
gained a pound.
You gained a pound.
171.
Okay. Suits is actually up a pound, going in the opposite direction. Okay, and Bird is hopping on the scale right now to see where he is. He was at 176 last week. Suits is up from 170 to 171.
We have an error.
Oh, okay.
Take
Scale's
your
not
hand off
working.
the wall there, cheater. Don't you be putting your
Keep 'em
hand on the
honest.
wall. Yeah, I see you.
Okay.
178.
178. Bird has put on 2 pounds.
Okay.
Our ladies are going in the wrong direction.
Well, it was the weekend of love. It was NASCAR. Spring break's coming up.
An imperfect man.
Spring break's not for 2 months.
I hear you.
So in
close.
5 weeks, Bird has lost 4 pounds. And in 5 weeks, Suits has lost 11.
Okay.
Okay.
It's last week.
All right, you're 7 behind, Bird. You got to make up
crunch
7
time.
pounds.
Don't say crunch around me. Makes me hungry.
Nestle Crunch time.
I ate late last night too. That doesn't bode well for a good weigh-in.
What'd you have?
I had a lot of beans and rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Better than pizza and lasagna.
I'm not done. Plantains. I also had some cheesecake.
Wait,
Cheesecake.
there's more.
And then I got real hungry. I had a Hot Pocket.
Okay, next week is the big week. So we will do the weigh-in about this time, and then later on the show, you'll be able to see our loser out in public as they're wearing the mankini.
Do you know where we're going? Because people keep asking me. I know it said one time it's going to be at a grocery store.
Yeah, we'll probably do the weigh-in, stay consistent with the scale that we have, and then we'll probably just put you out in traffic in the mankini with a sign.
Okay.
So
whatever you want.
probably the easiest thing to do.
Sounds good.
Yeah, leave you out there for a good hour of public ridicule.
And I'll come back with $500.
Okay.
She's going to start twerking.
So we got a fun game to play here with Virginia. Guess her latest cosmetic adjustments. She
Yes.
went in and got a little bit of work done, and she wanted to see if we could tell what it was that she's had done.
Did this happen last week?
This happened on Thursday.
It happened on Thursday?
So it was a slow burn. So I did something a week ago, and then I did something this past Thursday.
I noticed it a week ago. Last
Okay.
week, I noticed something.
We'll see if Jaybird is
Okay.
right.
I did. I noticed
Can
something.
he pick what Virginia got done at the plastic surgeons? We'll play next here on the KVJ show. Okay, Virginia has apparently gotten some work done, and she's going to admit to it this time. No more pink lies.
No more pig lies.
No more pink lies.
JMZ doesn't have to investigate.
No, she's going to be forthcoming and honest about the work she's had done this time.
Well, I just don't want JMZ digging in again like they did last time because they uncovered so much with Pink Lies.
There really was. We'll re-release that documentary. We'll re-release the documentary.
Okay, so Virginia had some work done. Okay, I do notice a little difference here. Okay, let me see. What is different about Virginia? Okay, I am going to say Botox and lip fillers, without a doubt, is what I noticed different from Virginia. That's my
Okay.
guess.
Kevin?
Look at
Jaybird.
me. So I noticed something with your eyes last week. Something up in
Yeah.
your eye area. You did something with your eyes. I feel like, although now Kevin's got me in my head with your lips, but. Yeah, your eye area looks also like you did something. I don't know what that means. If he's saying
That's
lips.
what I'm saying, though. I'm saying the Botox. I do notice something around the eyes as well. So that's why I'm saying Botox and
Botox
lip.
can be around the eyes.
Yeah.
Last week it looked like you had eye stuff going on. If I'm locking it in.
Okay, you're saying Botox?
I don't know. It's some kind
And
of
you agree
eye-
with Kevin on the lip stuff?
No, the lips doesn't stick out to me. You have a lot of lipstick on. It makes it thicker.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you trying to look sexy right now?
Yes.
It looks like you're constipated. It looks like you just crapped your
Jason,
pants.
that's my sexy
Well,
face.
I can see in the face is a little bit tighter, but it also restricts the smile a bit. And you can always see in Virginia.
I'm getting
when she's-
used to it.
When she's done a bit of the
Oh,
Botox.
yeah. Smile.
It-
Oh my gosh, it's definitely the mouth.
yeah.
Your new face has to settle in a little bit.
Right. And so that's what I'm seeing.
This is fresh. I did it Thursday.
It is
Okay.
mouth stuff, isn't
So
it?
what did you do?
So, a week and a half ago, I did Botox. Jason is right.
Okay.
I did the Botox, and when you noticed that something was different around the eyes, I did forehead, eyes, and I also did a little bit here to stop the droop
Here being under your
my
chin.
chin
Yeah.
because I have this droopy one side thing going on. So, yeah, lots of
Okay.
Botox.
Droop day oop, a droop day oop.
So
Then-
Botox will stop your face from
Yeah, it'll.
running south like a
If there's
ice
a-
cream cone on a hot South Florida day.
Yes.
Ice cream face, melting ice cream face. It's a
So if your face is melting, a little shot of Botox will
Ice
freeze that
cream
right
face,
back up.
not a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the Botox.
Mm-hmm.
And then you are right, Kevin. I did a little lip filler
Okay.
as well. Subtle. That's the key. I did subtle lip filler.
Okay.
Can you tell?
yeah. She's
Yeah.
okay. If you're watching
I actually
KVJ,
can. I mean, I did
You can
notice.
tell.
Yeah, the two things. I think it's both what I said. Did you do anything else?
So subtle. And then I did one more thing.
One more thing. Okay. So there's one thing I'm missing. You're
hold on.
looking around.
Look
Is it
at
your
me.
eyeline.
do the sexy / constipated look again. Gosh, it looks like you're crapping your pants.
Not the look I'm going for.
Did you do some of your cheeks?
Yes, I did.
You plumped your cheeks up?
I plumped my cheeks up just a tiny bit right here. They can put a little filler in your cheeks and make them just a little bit more pronounced. And they're still a little swollen and there's a little bruising. It's normal.
Okay.
But I'm going to have more of a defined Kevin cheekbone. Look how Kevin's cheeks are so high like that. Look at that bitch.
Yeah.
She has...
I'm a beautiful woman.
You have
I
tight
really am.
cheekbones.
Yeah, I do. I look a lot better when I would do drag all the time. I look so much better as a woman.
And the thing about adding a little to your cheekbones, it also fills out the crow's feet area too. So it like kind of has the benefits of making your cheeks more defined and then also making you less wrinkly.
Sammy in the chat room says she looks good. Josh in the chat room says, I'd hit that.
Okay, that's an endorsement.
Just don't hit it too hard. It's still healing, Josh.
And you can see from her face she bruises easily.
Rocco clocked me in the face, and I wanted to clock him back because my cheek,
sore.
it's tender.
Yeah.
And ladies, if you're thinking about doing this, let me just explain it to you. So, Botox. That needle is tiny. It's like so tiny. I mean, it really doesn't hurt that bad. It's weird because it's a needle going in your face.
Right.
The cheek filler and the lip filler, it's a little bit more intense.
I saw my daughter get it done, and she was in some discomfort. And this is a girl that loves her a tattoo, and so she's no stranger to needles. And yeah, she looked uncomfortable.
It's something you have to prepare yourself for. You know, the lip filler and the cheek filler was a little more intense. Botox, not that bad.
Okay.
But get a master injector. Get somebody who knows what they're
worth it.
doing.
Yeah.
It's so worth it. And go subtle.
Okay.
My girl at Aqua is amazing, Crystal.
Okay. Well.
Can you get Botox in your hands if you have old people hands?
Yes, that's a thing.
I was kidding.
That's totally a thing.
Yeah, they'll do anything,
They plump
Bird.
up the top part of your hand right here because old lady hands is a thing.
Yeah.
They do, and I apologize for being crass, but Nard Botox?
I don't know.
I'm going to look
I
into
think
it.
you might need skin removal.
But I'm saying, is that a thing, though? I'm never going to do any of that stuff. I'm just asking, is Nard Botox a real thing? Is there a business for that?
I don't know. I don't know if you should put Botox close to your reproductive organs.
I mean, if you've gotten to the point that you're worried about the look of your testicles, then your vanity is out of control.
You're totally right.
Yeah, you need to really check yourself at that point.
I'm going to ask, though. When I go in next time, I'll ask about the testicular.
And if it's a yes, then you got to get it done. We need the before and after photos. Got a birthday for Megan Thee Stallion today. A WAP singer is only 26 years old.
She's feisty. I like her.
Yeah.
Get into some of her deep cuts. Boy, she's got some music that'll get you fired up, ladies.
Yeah, I think she got a lot of career left. I think the next 10 years is probably going to be big for her.
I'm a fan.
She got a lot of them. Also, we got a birthday shout out here to Vanessa, turning 13, from Mom, Jana, and the fur babies Mary and Bella. You can see some photos from back in the day. There she is, holding a hockey puck at a Florida Panthers game.
That's adorable.
Yeah, how cute is that? Also, a happy birthday to Heather in Orlando. And happy birthday to Christina from Joey. Her birthday was on Valentine's Day yesterday, so happy birthday to you. If you got any birthdays you want to get through to the KVJ show, you can just let us know. Mail at kvjshow.com, mail at kvjshow.com. Happy to get those on for you.
Would you rather share a drink with Washington or Lincoln? You got a chance to sit down with one for an hour.
Oh, both would be amazing.
But what you get? Only get one.
Both would be amazing. I think I would talk with Lincoln.
Okay.
Because I would want to really pick his brain. I'm going to bore you here real quick, Virginia.
Oh, boy, you already
Strap
have.
in.
I mean, he started it with the question.
She's already tapped.
Like,
You're right.
Quick, I'm scrolling through TMZ. I got to find a Britney story.
I want to hear this.
I got to talk about post-Civil War Reconstruction.
Okay.
There you go.
I wouldn't mind talking to Washington.
Virginia, could you? I just love to see Virginia in that conversation. It's me, Lincoln. We're talking about post-Civil War Reconstruction, and Virginia's face is.
I wouldn't mind talking to Washington because they're from the ground up. You know what I mean? The beginning. Let's see how this all went down.
I think Washington would be fascinating to see what his projection is for American politics. And if I'm coming from with my knowledge now to say, what do you think of the two-party system after what's happened to American politics and the way it's divided this country?
I'd also let Washington know that there's a rumor in the future how you have wooden teeth and you have butter cutters, Washington.
You want to set the record straight.
People really talk a lot about your teeth.
Okay. All right, we're enough of no more history. Well, yesterday, Valentine's Day. So I guess probably be a good day for a lot of people to have off today if you're having a love hangover.
Oh, yes. If you had a little chocolates and strawberries and champagne.
Did you guys have an active night, if you know what I mean?
I had bowel issues.
No, I don't mean poopy cramps.
Okay.
I'm talking a little freaky time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, unfortunately not. No.
Dang it, Kevin.
Yeah, still.
I had fleeting and quick love on Valentine's Day. You know, when you got kids, you got to make it quick.
A quickie? A quickie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Different way of saying quickie. Okay. Yeah. I got to tell you, I have a feeling that probably a lot of babies conceived last night, just looking at some of the response that we got here. My goodness.
Okay.
Yeah, people were definitely fired up by it. In fact, Michelle from Stewart said, my husband and I tuned into the Lovebird Hour last night. It was amazing. Jaybird, your music selection was on point. A great mix of styles, and your commentary was the perfect blend of sensual and weird. My husband and I got it on after listening. Thanks for a fun way to end Valentine's Day.
Wow.
A big theme of last night's hour was explore your boundaries.
Wow.
Wow, Bird. You fired him up.
How about that, huh? And yeah, people were specifically loving some of the selections. My husband got into the Love Hour Jaybird when he played Firehouse's Finally Found the Love of a Lifetime. Kristen from Stewart sent that in.
That's a love song.
Yeah.
It's a love song. We also got real freaky with Silk's Freak Me.
Oh, yeah.
First time in WRMF history.
Really?
Freak Me has played on these airwaves.
That's a fact, huh?
Oh, and that, yeah.
Little known factoid.
I mean, I don't know that for a fact.
Did you
but
have to bleep anything out?
No, we kept it real. We kept it dirty clean.
Dang.
It was dirty, but it was just clean enough.
Wow. Well, if you missed it, here's some of the action from last night on 97.9 WRMF.
Hey, sexy eyes. Oh, yes, I'm talking to you. Welcome to the Lovebird Hour. Yes, the songs that make your heart sing. We're going to have a fun, intimate, sexy, sensual night together. We got a lot planned for you. And these songs are going to blow your sweet, sweet, fine ass to the high heavens. So sit back, pour some wine, run that bath. Oh, yeah, make it real hot. And let's get into it. This song is a beautiful song from my past that I love. I once was engaged long, long time ago to a beautiful girl named Monica. Monica left me, however, and we're no longer together. She met a new man, but that's okay because we'll always have this song together. Ain't that right, Monica? This is Sade. By Your Side.
Oh.
People really like that pick. That Sade By Your Side, I'm confident that there's at least 3 KVJ babies from that.
That is a great song.
That is a good song.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, she is ultimate baby making music. You just put on a Sade's greatest hits and you're good to go. You also were taking calls as well last night.
We took calls.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, he's doing it all, Virginia.
Look at him. Delilah who?
Right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody to love, sing it, Mr. Freddie Mercury, yes.
What?
Did you mispronounce Freddie Mercury's name?
There was too much love in my voice.
I mean, the level of disrespect. You could have edited it.
I wanted to keep it real and raw. We call that a happy accident. To Freddie Mercury, yes.
Who?
Freddie Mercury.
Hey, I was putting on my sexy voice.
Freddie Mercury.
Have you found somebody to love? I'm talking to you. Yes, I'm talking to you, dollface. We're going to take a call right now. We've got Charlie calling in from Port St. Lucie. Charlie, happy Valentine's Day. What can Dr. Lovebird do for you?
Hey, Jay Bird, appreciate you taking my call. Listen, I've got a girlfriend now for probably the past 5 or 6 months. And when we met, everything was super hot and heavy. And it's weird, the last probably 6 weeks, she won't kiss me. And it's just strange that, we used to make out, and I'm really into, like, foreplay, and I find that real sexy in a woman. And I just no longer get any kind of either, maybe a peck, but no, like, French kissing anymore, and I don't know what to do.
So basically, Charlie, you are trying to get gnarly, and your girl's just not having it.
Pretty much.
I think you should dump her, and I think you should move on with your life because there's too many lovers out there, Charlie, that is going to want a piece of the chuckster.
Thanks, Jay Bird.
Thank you, my lover. You're listening to 97.9, the Lovebird Hour. We'll be back.
Dump her, or maybe go see your dentist, Charlie. There might be some halitosis going on there.
Everybody that called in, my advice was to dump them.
Great love song DJ. There you go. And here's how he wrapped it up last night. Dr. Bird, I believe Dr. Lovebird.
Dr. Lovebird.
Dr. Lovebird last night.
Well, my time has come to go ahead and fly this coop. That's right. The Lovebird Hour is coming to an end, but don't be sad, my friends. Keep my memory in your heart.
Keep my memory in your heart.
Keep my memory in your heart.
Mm-hmm. Is that Denny's on the saxophone in the background?
It is. The entire time I had him played, he was so tired. His upper body.
Well, his wind isn't what it used to be. Yeah, he's better at inhaling than exhaling.
I wish that was Denny's fully playing.
That would be an amazing visual.
Keep it in the bedroom. I want you guys to explore your boundaries tonight. We still got a couple more hours on the clock for Valentine's Day, so make it count. Cupid don't go to bed till midnight.
Oh.
This last song I dedicate to you, my lovers, because you guys are really something.
Okay.
And it goes into the Beatles something.
Were you drinking?
Maybe a little bit. That's what you want. It's a loose vibe, Virginia. You want to succumb.
What?
Denny's on the sax.
Sounds like a porn name.
You on the bottle.
Succumb.
You've been knighted?
I got a feeling Dr. Lovebird might be coming back into town.
Oh, boy. Let's hope so. It should be an annual tradition, right? Oh, well, there you go. How fun was that, huh?
It was great fight, great time.
Great times, great times. All right, well, hopefully everybody did have an amazing Valentine's Day. I know some people actually did not, and we're going to kick off our column outs here today with a little bit of a Valentine's Day theme. If you had somebody that completely blew it, this is a chance for you to let them know it. 877-979-WRMF, 877-979-9763. You can call or text. And we also have posted up yesterday, don't forget about the 97.9 WRMF mic drop feature that we have on our free app. And so people were leaving some of their column outs there.
Good.
Yes. So if you left one of the mic drops for us, we got those for you as well coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Well, Valentine's Day hopefully was great for everybody, but not everybody had a good Valentine's Day. So we got some people that left some column outs for people that didn't do it right. One thing to throw out, though, quickly in defense of it, and I never really thought about this, Valentine's Day right now is a little bit different than Valentine's Day last year. And I was looking at this survey that it found that a lot of people feel like they burned through all their date night ideas. And if you're trying to do something special, you may say, oh my goodness, what are we going to do that is unique or special this Valentine's Day? Because with the quarantine and not being able to go to restaurants and everything else, it made it more challenging to come off like a big Valentine's Day hero. So maybe you needed to lower the bar of expectations for yesterday. Just a thought. If somebody's feeling all bummed out today that they didn't get the recognition they thought they should have.
But if someone's trying and you did acts of love and it wasn't as, stop being so high maintenance too. You know what I mean? If you're trying and really doing it, don't put so much pressure on stuff like that. It's
Somebody
so silly.
puts in the effort. You have to appreciate the effort and say, oh, thank you.
Yeah. I think the call them outs that we have here are pretty warranted. These are ones that, yeah, okay, you deserve to be called out. And yesterday on social media, we remind you about the 97.9 WRMF mic drop feature that we have on our free app that you can download, and you can go there and you can leave a 30-second message that we get here at the studio, and then we can play it on the radio.
It's perfect for the lippy person on the go.
Yeah.
Because you can totally pick up the app, hit the mic drop thing, leave a message, and then boom, it sends it to us. We get it, and you don't have to sit on hold to tell us what you wanted to say about how your man didn't do you right on Valentine's.
Yeah, and I've tried it before, and I do a radio show, and I've blown it. Like, it's taken me like 5 times to get my message right. So.
It's like taking the perfect selfie, Kevin.
It is. It is. It's kind of tough. So here's some of the messages that we woke up to this morning for call 'em outs for Valentine's Day.
So my husband got a DUI on Valentine's Day morning. Can you believe that? I mean, he went fishing with his buddies on Valentine's Day, and they all got drunk. This is his second DUI in 3 years, so it's going to financially just destroy us. So I'm calling his dumbass out.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's deserving.
So he got hammered yesterday fishing.
With his buddies.
Then got a
DUI. I mean, he's doing it all wrong.
Yeah. That's deserving of a call 'em out.
Now that is
Not a good way to start off Valentine's Day.
No.
Here's another one that we got for a call 'em out.
I want to call out my husband because he ate garlic on Valentine's Day for dinner, and then he spent the entire night farting, including during sex. I had to stop having sex with him because the smell totally killed the mood.
Okay.
He farted during the act?
that garlic, man. It'll get you.
That's one of those troubled foods, yeah, you don't want to eat on a day of romance and love.
I mean, doesn't garlic make you active, Kevin?
It does, yeah. Does. I did not have garlic yesterday.
Or sex?
Yeah. So I don't have an excuse. At least he has an excuse. Well, I don't eat garlic, I was farty. Yeah, me no excuse. And another call 'em out that we got here. Listen to the salaciousness of this one.
I found out the day before Valentine's Day that my boyfriend had been banging my best friend and sister. So in one weekend, I lost a boyfriend, a best friend, and a sister.
Wow.
Wait, so he was sleeping with her, both of them?
Mm-hmm.
The best friend and the sister?
And did they know? Probably not. They never do.
My goodness. He had a triple life.
He had a triple life, and he was very busy.
And it came crashing down right before Valentine's Day. That'd be a tough way to spend it. So, maybe these call 'em outs will make you feel a little bit better.
These call 'em outs, too, are anonymous. So you can totally release your anger and then hang up.
Out of the 3, though, clearly the worst one was the guy farting through sex.
Yes. I think she stopped it. It's all right. If you're going to be whistling at me, you got to get out of here. Pearl had sent in this email. She said, I'd like to call out the guy who took me out on a first date this weekend. He was pretty condescending, and after one drink was slurring his words. Sounds like he was probably pre-gaming. I obviously didn't want to see him again, so when the waitress came, I asked for my check. He stated that he was the guy, he should pay, and that he wasn't destitute, but I insisted so I could get out of there. Finally, he gave in and told the waitress to split it down the middle, including an appetizer I didn't want nor eat and a drink that wasn't mine. I was stunned, so my bill included his stuff, and I drove a half hour to this amazing restaurant. Are there normal guys anywhere? Pearl wants to know.
Dang.
Okay.
That's tough.
Yeah. Normal.
It's a lot of pressure, too, to have a first date on Valentine's Day. I don't know if I would do that.
Yeah.
That happened on The Office. Ryan hooked up with Kelly on Valentine's Day, and she fell in love with him. And he's like, I can't believe I hooked up with somebody on Valentine's Day.
Yeah. It's a bad day to do anything extracurricular when it comes to love. A couple other stories about call 'em outs. There's a 48-year-old guy in Orlando who was secretly in 2 serious long-term relationships who stole an engagement ring he'd given to one of the women so he could use it to propose to the other.
Oh, my gosh. Like, they're not going to know?
Yeah, the women figured out what was happening, and the cops have now issued a warrant for the guy's arrest.
Oh, he's on the run. You better keep running. If they catch you, it's not going to be good.
That is worthy of a call 'em out. And a woman had gone viral on TikTok this weekend for the Valentine's Day present she made for her husband. It was a photo collage of all the other women's sexy photos that he'd liked on Instagram. It's pretty awesome, huh?
That's funny.
And on the KVJ Show Facebook page, people were putting up their Valentine's Day column outs. Launcha said, he didn't give me anything nor said Happy Valentine's Day.
Damn.
That's an ultimate fail, dude.
That's cold.
Lady Doc said, this morning he said he was coming over. It's 7:03 p.m. now. No show, and I ate dinner alone.
Wow.
That's blowing Valentine's Day. Jean said, I moved myself and his daughter from Florida to Colorado to be near his ill father. Then 2 months into being here, he left me for a coworker.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Like I said, so you know what I'm doing.
You moved your whole house.
I'm bailing out a lot of dudes who threw up some mediocre Valentine's Day by showing you the worst case scenarios.
This segment makes me think love is dead.
Sarah said, my boyfriend and father of my 2-month-old told me yesterday that he had something planned for today. Come today on Valentine's Day, he actually has nothing planned and got me nothing, and he had the audacity to ask me if I was upset. I went to take a shower and cried.
Damn.
Crying in the shower, that's rough.
Well, two of these guys have said that they had something and like, get ready, I'm going to blow your socks off, and then they have nothing. So it's better just to be like, I got you nothing, because at least then you wouldn't have raised the level of expectation. Why would you do that?
You can go buy a shoebox greeting Valentine card for 99 cents and a damn Reese's egg or a Reese's heart. Like, what are you doing? You don't even do that?
Pick up a Stromboli, a calzone, something.
Something.
I mean, just the non-caring, non-effort is disgusting.
Melanie said, I had asked my boyfriend for a Valentine's Day romantic weekend getaway, and he said, we just don't have the money. Yet on Saturday, he pulls up into our driveway on a brand new Harley. He asked me if I wanted to take a ride, and I just started crying. Now he thinks I'm being too emotional.
You got to dump him.
You guys are not, you guys don't belong together.
This guy is an idiot, and he's tone deaf.
Yeah, so there you go. So if you had maybe not the best Valentine's Day, maybe it could have been worse. Maybe. Got some other column outs here coming up in just a couple of minutes, including one I did not realize. Do you ever use an employee's name when you read their name tag at a store?
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently, you're not supposed to do that. In a column out I got for you next. Okay, column out here's today. Got a few, 877-979-WRMF. We got the Valentine's Day ones out of the way. Got some other ones to do column outs for as well. This email said, I'd like to call out the jerk who not only honked at my mom for following the speed limit in Abacoa, but also used the opposite lane to speed up, cut us off, ignore a stop sign, then continued to speed over the limit down the road. I suggest you stick to the main roads if you cannot handle the low speeds posted in a residential neighborhood. And FYI, I got a great shot of your license plate on my dash cam when you cut us off, a-hole. Okay.
Ay, ay, ay.
Mm-hmm.
When people are going like the speed limit and then people like blow around you and they honk or give you the finger, you're like, really? I'm in a neighborhood.
Well, it's like, dude, you have a perfect record. You've never made a mistake on the road.
But it's not a mistake if you're going the speed limit and it's a residential neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like, they're just being respectful of the people that live in that neighborhood.
That's a slow area, too.
It is, and it should be. There's
yeah.
families. There's tons of people walking and about in Abacoa.
And lots of confusing roundabouts, too.
Oh, my gosh. They did that on purpose to mess with people.
I can't tell you how many times I've spit out in the wrong direction and I'm completely disoriented and lost.
Why you design something like that? You're doing that just to be a jerk.
It's tough.
Abacoa designer.
You think they're messing with you?
I do. They're messing with all of us.
It's very tough. Now, this is a column out that I did not realize. This is from TikTok. A fast food employee wants to let everybody know this. This is why we do call him out, so that we can shape social behavior. And here's what he's saying about using his name from his name tag.
This name tag, it's not for you to use at all. Please do not call me by my name. It just makes me feel weird. Thanks, Martinez. Karen, I don't know you. I do not know you. Just take your Happy Meal, leave. I don't even like it when the people I work with call me by my name. This tag is just for decoration. I promise you, it's just for decorations. So please don't use it, please. Please, just save us both the awkwardation and not use it. Thanks.
So
I'm annoyed.
Is this bloke legit?
No.
Why is he so mad?
He said
I don't know
he's
either.
trying to go viral.
I was very surprised by that because probably a lot of us, I always thought that a name was the most precious thing somebody could hear, and it was the way to really connect with somebody. When you see somebody's name, I do that all the time. I'll use somebody's name because I feel like, okay, hey, I'm trying to give you the respect that you do have a name. You're not just bagger boy or checkout girl or whatever
Or
it might
barista.
be. Right.
Yeah.
You got a
I wanna
name. You're a
connect.
person.
Don't fall into this trap. This is some TikTok bull crap. Of course you call people, but if they have a name tag, that's what it's for.
I figured it was, but that's why I wanted to put the call him out there to let other people sound off. Does anybody agree with this guy that does that? Says, yeah, I get so annoyed when people use my name. They overuse it. They're mocky with it. I don't know. Why would you not like that?
Oh, it's so annoying.
I mean, the problem is not the name. The problem is a Karen. Like he's calling out Karens.
Right.
If the girl is annoying and she's asking for the manager and she's being a pill, it's not that she's using your name that's annoying to you. It's her personality. And we get that.
Yeah, I was raised when you call someone by their name, it kind of shows respect to that person. Even when someone's calling me sweetie or honey, if I'm getting a sub, like, you want mayo on that, honey? I love that. I love it.
All right. Is there anything to that about using people's names? Some of the text, no, it's 100% annoying. You don't know me. And half the time when people are using your name in the food service industry, they're being condescending.
That person just got the wrong temperament for the trade. Don't take it so personal. It's a name tag.
Well, there's two then saying, yeah, don't use our names.
Well, then don't work then.
Wow. Okay.
Are they mad because their employer makes them wear this name tag that now Karen knows their name?
Yeah,
that could be what it is.
I don't know.
Because they get upset that they now have to deal with this irate customer who's popping off and then using their name like, oh, Kevin, you can't get my coffee right, Kevin.
But that's not, at that point, it's about the personality and the tone. Because what's up, Kevin, is different than, hey, Kevin, here's a $50 tip.
Maybe they're saying, because I'm wearing this name tag, you've now given Karen access to me personally that I would rather she didn't have.
Well, this is between employees and their employers then.
I agree.
Another text here says, my husband uses people's names from their name tag all the time, and I tell him it comes across creepy sometimes. Huh. So is it annoying and creepy when you're using people's names from their name tag?
Is he doing it to girls and licking his lips?
Yeah, is he saying, well, Tiffany,
I don't know.
love the set of boobs you have. I mean, what's the content?
Tiffany, what a rack.
You're going to get a low percentage of people who are going to be upset about this.
I thought so too. I thought nobody else would agree with them, but we have one agreeing and somebody else saying that it is creepy.
I mean, there's always going to be one or two, people that go, oh, I'm going to be mad about it.
Yeah. Somebody said, so why wear the name tag then? These people are stupid. It is your name. Yeah, I was really blown away when I saw him. And I was with you, Bert. I'm like, nobody's going to agree with this.
Well, plus the guy on there was annoying. The whole thing, it kind of makes my blood boil. Do you have beer? Makes my blood boil.
He's making you drink?
No.
He's driving you to drink?
But that's what this is designed to do. It's designed to annoy people.
Right.
Somebody else said, I was robbed at a bank when I was a teller. It always freaked me out because I had a name tag, so he knew what I looked like and he knew my name. 2 years later, he was caught, but it was still scary. In today's day and age, do people who work at these places not want their name exposed?
In the time of living in Facebook, it's really easy to find someone's name.
Maybe it was an era where we were all courteous to one another. Now that nobody's courteous, people are like, I don't want to have my name on me because we're not in a courteous era.
There's your point right there. People are using that name tag and abusing it because they're abusing people that are normally not getting this kind of heat.
Yeah, I hear stories like this, and I feel like I'm aging out of Earth.
Former Starbucks employee said the name is only there for people to complain to corporate. We get in trouble if we don't wear it, but sometimes we then just use fake names because we only feel like our name is there, not as a way for somebody to connect and to be courteous, but for a way for us to get in trouble. So we hate wearing name tags.
Well, but
Because it only means bad for us.
I get that you hate wearing name tags, but you signed up for the job. If you don't want to wear a name tag, don't work at the place.
Okay. Yeah, so interesting. I wonder how many of them have fake names. I guess just use the person's name, and if they don't look at your response, be like, aha, you got a fake name tag.
Now, having a fake name, it's fun. I do like that.
But you have to remember your fake name, because I've done that before where I've used a fake name and then I forgot my fake name and somebody was calling me and I ignored them.
Exactly, that's just it. If they don't respond to you when you call out the name, then you realize, aha, you got a fake name on your badge.
Well,
fake names are tricky.
I think if you're going to do a fake name, you got to do a fake persona. Maybe I am Jock. That's my name. I'm from Ireland. I have an Irish.
You have a French name, but you're from Ireland?
It's very confusing already.
You're a mess, just like you are here in the States.
Already very confusing.
I like it, though. I like the new persona.
Okay. Got some positive call-em-outs. I want to call out South Florida athletes who are doing some really great stuff, including our golfers. Jupiter native and former Dwyer High School star Daniel Berger. He won the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am on Sunday for his 4th PGA Tour victory. Also, last weekend, just to show you how South Florida golfers dominate, Brooks Koepka. He won the Phoenix Open for his 8th PGA Tour victory last weekend. So back-to-back weekends with Palm Beach County golfers.
Nice.
Winning on the PGA Tour. We've also got some tennis stuff. Serena Williams, she's on to the quarterfinals in the Australian Open. And also Jessica Pegula, the daughter of the Bills owner, Terry and Kim Pegula. Pegula, is that it? Pegula, okay.
Pegula.
Yeah, she just upset the 5th-seeded Alina Svitolina.
Wow.
To advance to the Australian Open quarterfinals. And I believe that they're from Boca. And also, what is her name? She's also from Boca. Who's the other girl in the quarterfinals? She's from Japan.
Osaka?
Thank you.
Thank you, Bird.
She also advanced. So look at that. We got 3 women's tennis players that are in the quarterfinals of the Australian Open. So good job and a positive call out to all of them for a job well done. Well, call them outs are so you can learn something maybe you didn't know about proper behavior in society. And I did not realize that there are a lot of employees that hate having to wear name tags and don't want you to call them by their first name with the name tag there. I am a massive offender of that. A massive offender of that.
When you're mad, I think they don't want you to.
That's what. Of course, that's what it is. If someone's being sweet, hey Kevin, how's it going?
This text says, Sabrina here. No, it's weird to be called by your name. We don't know you. That's even, I guess, if you're not angry.
I get it. That's weird, but you kind of have to just accept that's the way it is. I mean, it's a name tag.
Abby from Del Rey has got a thought on this. What would you like to say here, Abby?
Hi, y'all. So, I agree. I wasn't fully paying attention to whoever said it before, but one of you guys had said, it's always the Karens who use your name. And I would say about 4 out of 5 times, it's always the Karens. Like, literally, 4 out of 5 times, it's always the Karens who say it. And what's horrible about it is they make sure to say your name like every other word. Okay, Karen. Well, I need this done, Karen, or whatever, whatever your name happens to be. And I'm using Karen, obviously, because that was the name on my head. But I've worked in the service industry. It is a little bit weird when random people just call you by name. I definitely think it's really weird by that. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's great. Eventually you end up having regulars and you don't mind them calling you by name, but it is really weird when they're like, hey, Karen, and you're like, are they really talking to me or Abby or whoever you're calling?
Yeah.
It is a little bit. But you do, I would say more often than not, it's the people that you really don't want calling you by your name that call you by your name.
So employees kind of hate the name tag because it is abused. It's used most by people who want to lay on you something negative to say. But even the people who are not, it is kind of weird until you see that person a good bit, and kind of like any relationship, after you see them a while and they're familiar with you, then maybe you use the name and the name tag, you're saying.
Right, or like at least after you introduce yourself to the table, because I get that too. Like, oh, are you our server? And then they look at your name, and I'm not in that industry anymore. I'm still in customer service, and I have a name badge now where I work. But I mean, it is definitely. I mean, obviously, I don't care about people using it now because typically in the industry I'm in now, it's not as much like a service industry or fast food or anything like that. But definitely when you're in that industry, it is really weird because and they'll go out of your way. Like if your name tag isn't perfectly showing, or if your body is tilted, they'll literally go they'll get an inch or two away from you, and you're like, okay, and those are the ones that you're
yeah. So you can almost see it coming, and it's just the abuse of the name tag is why a lot of people in the service industry hate it.
They've weaponized it. They're using it against you, and that makes it not so fun to wear it. If person after person's just grumpy and mean, and they're calling Kevin, you didn't put enough cream in my coffee, Kevin.
Right. So now people in the service industry are starting to hate their name tags.
Is it weird that I think the people who are complaining to the people with the name tags is annoying, but also the people complaining about wearing a name tag is also annoying as well?
Everybody's annoying.
Everyone's annoying.
Everybody's annoying the bird today.
Give me a break.
He's annoyed. Another quick little update as well. The Super Bowl streaker from Boca Raton, he is not going to be able to get that $300 and whatever it was $1,000. He had made a bet apparently on himself that there was going to be a streaker at the Super Bowl, and Bovada is voiding all bets from people they've determined had knowledge of his pre-planned stunt. So yeah, if that's one of the prop bets you have and you actually manipulate the outcome of the bet and know something is going to go down, then they have voided those.
That's what you had said, Virginia.
Yeah, it makes sense. You can't say it's going to happen and then you make it happen and then you go to collect $300,000. They're never going to pay you.
If that's the case, let's start streaking.
Thank you.
Start streaking and betting.
I wonder if that prop bet will even be offered next year at the Super Bowl because of people that might have a ticket and try to do it.
Yeah, it's too easy to manipulate.
And he also wasn't really technically a streaker.
Right.
There was a lot of...
he didn't get naked.
Yeah.
He had his butt out and it was a thong, and technically that's not a naked streaker.
It all kind of fell apart for him.
Yeah. No, he got a lot. He got his 15 minutes out of it and probably a free tab at a Tampa Bay strip club, so good for him.
I think, he's been in the club scene a lot. I've seen so many pictures on TikTok of people with him. Mm-hmm. Oh, look, I found the streaker.
He got all he needed out of it.
Yeah, he did.
Well, you had told us a story about your 5-year-old Rocco. He was going to the dentist, had some cavities. Is that right? That needed to be taken care of? Numerous cavities. Okay.
Yes.
So they usually use the mask on the kids. They give them a little bit of the laughing gas, and that kind of numbs them up a little bit, and then they're able to do the work. But even after trying to condition your son Rocco by telling him that it was Top Gun fighter pilot, he went in to get his cavities done and kind of freaked out, was kicking, screaming, and it didn't happen. And so they had to set up another date, and I think this time they go with anesthesiologist. Is that correct?
Yes. Okay. IV sedation, where they just knock him out. And Panda went because I was here when he was supposed to show up. And it was pretty traumatic for Panda and Rocco.
I bet.
It's intense, man. So how they get the kids to do it is they kind of trick them and to give them the shot that knocks them out before they put the IV in their arm, because you can't.
Yeah.
A lot of times these kids you can't put an IV in their arm when they're awake.
I was gonna say, that would be, I think, tougher than a mask.
So the anesthesiologist has to come in and do a trick, but Rocco was real keen to it. He knew it was coming, and so he was like, "No!" And then it was too late. He got the shot, but within 60 seconds, the shot makes the kids pass out. But they pass out with their eyes open.
Oh, no way.
So they're asleep with
That's
their eyes
terrifying.
open.
What?
That's every case?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So
no way.
Yeah.
Wow. That's weird.
Panda was so freaked out by that. But I guess, it took them longer than they thought.
Yeah.
$2,000 later in anesthesiologist bill.
So that was an added cost because he wouldn't put the mask on.
Exactly.
That's what that cost you.
Yeah. That cost me $2,000 because you wouldn't wear the freaking mask. Because the mask is affordable. The mask is nothing.
Right.
The anesthesiologist was $2,000.
And he had to drive through Miami traffic to get to you. Oh. Yeah. Okay.
You might have should have tranked Rocco before you went in there. Just put the regular mask on.
Can I get my kid all hopped up on something and bring him in?
Mama got a homemade remedy. Don't mind the limp kid. I'm just going to drop him in the chair and you start working on him.
I'll give him a little bit of rum.
Just
and
don't
see
ask
how
me
it
any
goes.
questions.
I don't want to talk about it.
Any of that stuff when they put you, whether it's an IV or that mask, it kicks in really quick and you get knocked out real quick.
Yes, it did.
I'm surprised it lasted that long.
Panda said that Rocco tried to fight it. At first, he was like, what's going on? Just slowly this.
You usually don't make it past 10 seconds.
He went real limp.
Wow. Okay.
With the eyes open. And then, he got several. He's got those silver cap things on his teeth in the back now that you see with the bad kids that didn't brush. Yeah, I'm in that.
It's kind of like a trophy.
It's like all the non-brushing kids have silver teeth. We're in the silver teeth club.
Silver teeth club.
It's fun.
Yeah. If he gets another cavity, then you have to. Is it $2,000 every time you get a cavity done? Then
well, we've adjusted. Luckily, Rocco's coming around. He's now on the brushing train.
Good, okay.
We talk about it. Every time he has candy, we have a whole plan. You have the candy, then you have water, then you brush.
Okay.
You have a donut, then you have water, then you brush.
Okay, good.
So I'm really trying to beat it into him physically and mentally.
Gosh, donuts sound so good right now.
Oh my gosh, we had donuts over the weekend. The Valentine donuts. Oh, they're heart-shaped.
Oh, so much fun, too. Got an email here, and I think that these are from the reverberations of what had happened with the Bachelor host, Chris Harrison. Don't know if you guys were following that.
I saw that. Are they kicking him off the show?
Temporarily, they said.
He's, I think, putting himself on the bench. Kind of give you an update on exactly why, but apparently he made some racially insensitive comments, or at least his defense of racially insensitive behavior is what has gotten him in trouble. So we'll get with that, and it has to do with a former Bachelor contestant that had taken a photo, one in a costume of a Native American and another photo where she was at an antebellum plantation-themed ball. Was it? And, Lady Antebellum kind of led that charge here in the last year, where they're just now referred to as Lady A. There was the movie Antebellum that had come out. So that has become kind of one of those taboo things.
Okay, so this is a girl, this Rachel chick, she's on this season right now. She's one of the chicks that's trying to win Matt James's heart.
Mm-hmm. And so apparently what had happened, these photos had resurfaced where she had taken these. And then they had Chris Harrison, the host of The Bachelor. He was on an interview. And in the interview, he was talking with, I believe, the first black bachelorette. Is that who that was? For somebody that has never watched the show. It was on Extra. And it was with... current,
See, Rachel's on it now, and she's a white girl.
Uh-huh.
I don't know who did the interview, but I think Rachel's the one that wore the Indian costume.
Yeah, Rachel's not. They're talking about Rachel. This is the interview. I'm not sure who's doing the interview, but this is the clip that got him into hot water.
Okay, this is why he has to step down.
I saw a picture of her at a sorority party 5 years ago, and that's it.
The picture was from 2018 at an Old South antebellum party. It's not a good look.
No, is it a good look in 2018 or is it not a good look in 2021?
It's
because
not
there's
a
a big
good
difference.
look ever, because she's celebrating the Old South.
I don't disagree with you. You're 100% right in 2021. That was not the case in 2018. And again, I'm not defending Rachel. I just know that 50 million people did that in 2018. My guess, these girls got dressed up and went to a party and had a great time. They were 18 years old. Now, does that make it okay? I don't know, Rachel. You tell me. But where is this lens we're holding up? And was that lens available? And were we all looking through it in 2018?
Okay, so I think
there's two different Rachels. That's the problem.
Okay.
So both of these chicks. So Rachel Lindsay was the first ever African American bachelorette.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Rachel Kirkconnell, who is on the season right now trying to win Matt James's heart, and she's a white girl.
Okay.
So it's confusing. You have two Rachels.
And so what Chris Harrison was saying, that we received a lot of awareness over the last year about different racial themes, and he's saying that this year, yes, you should be aware of Antebellum, what it stood for, what it was about, because of how it's been in the news. When she took the photo in 2018, maybe she wasn't aware.
Of course.
And so he was defending that. And so now Chris Harrison, the host of The Bachelor, has apologized. He said, by excusing historical racism, I defended it. My ignorance did damage, and I'm ashamed over how uninformed I was. Now he's stepping aside from The Bachelor for a period of time, and he will not be hosting the After the Final Rose special.
Dang! Dang.
that will follow the season finale of The Bachelor.
But do you hear what he was trying to say, though? He was saying back in 2017, there's a lot of people that didn't know the history about that. Me being one of them, I could.
She was unaware.
I could easily see myself going to a party of the Old South, not realize, like I just show up, not having any idea, with no ill intention in my heart, not knowing that this is going to offend people, and then years later someone would call me out on that, and I wouldn't have even known I did anything wrong.
Right.
It's all about intention, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I just think we're at a time right now where nobody is ever allowed to make a mistake or do anything wrong or doesn't know. I'm just speaking on myself. I don't know everything about history, and there's times I could get in a situation not intentionally trying to hurt someone's feelings, and I think we should look at that as well.
I think the Kirk Connell, she had the twofer because she had the photo in the Native American costume and then the antebellum photo, and those were the reason why she was getting the double barrel blast. She also has issued an apology for what she calls her past racist and offensive actions. So you've got two apologies coming from both of them.
I mean, but I don't think the Kirk Connell chick is racist because she's vying for Matt, and Matt's the first black bachelor. So, I mean, you really can't call the girl racist because she wants to have a black husband.
Guys,
that. Come on now, we can't do that.
this is again the media making something really big to get people fired up because they know when it comes to racial issues, it gets people very upset, it gets people going, and it gets people mad, and they know that. The media cares about one color, green.
Yeah, well, it is some of these situations, it is a slippery slope, and it is tough for people to choose their words, their photos, everything that they do. You're right. There's not a lot of forgiveness.
I'll get canceled. I'm going to get canceled.
Yeah.
There's no way. If you look into my past, of course I'm going to get canceled.
Yeah.
The times change with certain things. Sometimes people just don't know, and they're being honest, and they say, I didn't know I did anything wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to, be a jerk here. That's okay. We live in a world where you can't have forgiveness anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm offending people by even saying that.
And it also brings up an interesting question. I had seen this going on social media. Should you attend a wedding on a plantation? I'll get into the email and what they said, and we can discuss. It's an interesting scenario this girl's going through coming up next.
Get the info on everything that's going on with us at kvjshow.com.
Yeah, there's a lot of PC stories, cancel stuff in the news today. One of the stories that we were just kind of sorting through, trying to understand, was Chris Harrison, the host of The Bachelor, is stepping aside for a little bit of time because of some comments that he stepped in. It was kind of confusing because there are two Rachels that we were talking about here. One was the first ever black bachelorette, is that right, that was doing an interview on Extra, and she was talking about a current Bachelor contestant, Rachel Kirkconnell, and some photos that she had one where she was dressed in a Native American costume, another where she was at a themed ball at an antebellum plantation.
Yeah, it's tricky because you have two Rachels.
Yes.
So I think Rachel was the one interviewing Chris Harrison, but then they're talking about the other Rachel.
Yeah, Kirkconnell, the one who was in the photos.
Right.
Vanessa is on here from Jupiter, add a little bit of context to the story. What'd you want to say, Vanessa?
Yes, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Just first of all, I'm a huge fan of you guys. I listen to you guys every morning. I have to drop my son off at school, so I listen to you guys all the time, and so does he.
Thank you.
Now, I've had to explain a lot of stuff to him. We're African American. I've had to explain a lot of stuff to him since the beginning of 2020. Now, this story came out. It wasn't just the one thing. It wasn't just the plantation thing. She had gone ahead and posted Confederate flags. Now, okay, I understand the part where you say, okay, you just 18 years old and you go to a party, you don't really know what it's about. But who doesn't know what the Confederate flag stands for? And that's going back years and years ago. And then she's also promoting these QAnon conspiracy theories. There's a lot more to it. So, I mean, I just wanted you guys to at least maybe look into it more before you put it out there, because there's a lot of us that are listening that hear more, and it's just it's a little upsetting.
Well, I want to hear more to be able to understand exactly what's going on, and it does bring up a good point, because I had seen, in the discussions, there was somebody posted up an email, and it was about whether or not you should attend a wedding on a plantation. And the question that the person had says, my sorority sister is having her wedding at an old plantation in Georgia later this spring. I'm in the wedding party, but I'm getting nervous about attending after seeing the controversy that happened with The Bachelor. I tried to express my concern with the bride, but she told me that everybody feels fine about her wedding location, including one of her bridesmaids who is black. They all still live in Georgia, and maybe there's a different temperament there about plantations, but I am nervous for how it might be perceived here in South Florida. Several of my friends and coworkers are black, and I'm worried of what they might think should they see any pictures on social media. I've already decided not to post anything on my own sites. I just don't want to jeopardize my job here, and I also don't want to damage any friendships with the bride. Vanessa, how would you respond if you saw somebody were asking you about that, about attending a wedding on a plantation?
Attending a wedding on a plantation, I would... Whoever is even thinking about having a wedding on a plantation, I mean, really should reconsider.
Yeah.
Because if you know the history, and if you know, if you have to think about it, if you have to think, okay, is it right or wrong? Usually, it's wrong, pretty much. I mean, if you have to think, okay, is it gonna look bad for me and my husband to be just to have it at the plantation? Maybe think twice about it.
Okay, interesting.
But, I mean, what the main point I was trying to make was Chris Harrison was defending. I'm not that big of a huge Bachelor fan. I really don't watch it, so I don't care one way or the other whether he's on there or not.
We definitely agree on that, Vanessa.
I don't really watch it. So, I mean, but when I saw the comments over the weekend, and it just seemed like he was defending her, and then she went to this party, but then also they're saying all the other stuff that she's reposting a Confederate flag and all the other things she was supporting.
Right. Yeah, so there's more to it.
That's not right, and that's something that has gone back ages. I mean, however old you are, you kind of know what the Confederate flag stands for.
Yeah,
sure.
Well, that's interesting.
And she's 24 now. She actually has gone on the record and said she is apologizing for things that make her look racist from her past. So I think she's trying to own it. What would you say? Because she is on a season where The Bachelor himself, Matt James, is a black man. So do you think that maybe she's not racist because she wants to marry a black man?
Well, I don't necessarily think she's racist, but a lot of people do this stuff for publicity. They're trying to get on there to get someplace else. So if they put you on this show at this point, hey.
Yeah. Okay.
From what I've heard, a lot of people go on there to promote their careers or to
that's true.
Further.
Of course they do.
Totally
Maybe
true.
Hoping to be the next Bachelorette or something like that.
Well, the thing that I wonder, and people are bringing up this point too, Vanessa, is that where's the vetting process? I mean, if this stuff is out there and it's been, going on for years, do they not do anything about going through social media and looking at that?
I mean, even
or
if it was
or does
there,
The Bachelor want that?
Yeah, I think they would want that.
Yeah.
I think because look, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
You never talk about The Bachelor. Our caller just admitted she never watches The Bachelor, but now here we are all talking about The Bachelor, and that's exactly what they want.
Well, thank you for your comments, Vanessa. Appreciate it. Got Sam on here from Boca, 877-979-WRMF. What'd you want to say, Sam?
You didn't have to say Boca like that.
Sorry, it's just I'm in the habit of Boca.
I just wanted to say, though, I was watching the story this morning on the Today Show, and it just fired me up. The cancel culture in this country has gotten out of control. I don't even think Chris Harrison was necessarily defending her, but in that interview with Rachel Lindsay, he was just offering, hey, maybe she didn't really know or understand at the time. We are all human, and we all make mistakes. I think in this day and age, we should allow a little more grace, especially when someone is apologizing. The girl apologized, Chris apologized, and now the man's career is ruined. I think cancel culture is just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I think what we do see is the media is pushing everything to the extremes. Has been with everything that you bring up, is everything is an extreme because an extreme gets people emotional.
Sure.
And emotions drive ratings. And
totally.
It's great for ratings, but it's bad for our country. And it's bad for, any kind of great dialogue to say, okay, I want to come at this where I can learn from this and be a better person. And with the extremes that you have and the fear that is out there, it just drives a wedge, I think, between people and actually does the exact opposite of what it needs to be. I think the discussion is great, but the extremes are terrible. And that's a little bit of what we're seeing. And like I said, there's 3 different cancel stories that are out there today. So I know it's very cancel heavy, but it's just big in the news today. So.
I'm just waiting for ours to drop. We've been canceled, Jay Bird.
Yeah.
There's absolutely things that you could cancel me for. I'm not just being honest.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Arguably, this could be the biggest UFO story we've ever had in the United States.
Again? They do this to me a lot. They get me all hot and bothered with an alien talk.
Well, I think you could say that they are ramping up. And this is all coming because of the Freedom of Information letters that were tied into the last stimulus check, which they put weird things into these bills. They wanted to get the stimulus check passed so much. Somebody slid in there that part of the deal was that anything the government knows, anything that they know on UFOs, they have to release it to the public. And Congress said, yeah, okay, cool, let's get this thing through. And then boom, and now it sits on people's desks and they're like, okay, Congress said you got to let us know. And government agencies had only 180 days to release what they could, and they've done it now sooner than expected. And over the weekend, the Drudge Report is one of these sites releasing this report that the Pentagon has admitted that they've been holding and testing wreckage from UFO crashes.
Wow, Bird.
I know, this is good.
Where are they holding it?
They don't say exactly where they hold it, but there are a couple different bases that, if you're a UFO enthusiast, they have, of course, the one that happened close to Roswell there, the Area 51. They do a lot of testing there. Also, Dayton, Ohio, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
It's how they reverse engineer Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if these aliens are so smart, how come they're crashing just like we do?
Well, you can still crash and be smart. You don't have a perfect record, and you're kind of an Einstein.
Oh, I'm a terrible driver.
Apparently,
I'm surprised I haven't crashed more.
Apparently, there are a couple of Virginia aliens.
I just thought aliens would be better than that. Sorry, not sorry.
Well, if they've only had a couple crashes, they're doing pretty good. Yeah, don't get all attitudey with aliens. That's your biggest mistake.
These documents reveal that some of the retrieved debris possess, quote, extraordinary capabilities, including the potential to make things invisible or even slow down the speed of light.
They always talk about, too, how these aliens can do mind stuff. They can read your thoughts, Virginia.
Whoa.
And they do. There's reports of things shutting down, equipment shutting down.
Yeah.
So there might be something to it.
If the Drudge Report is correct in everything they said, the Pentagon admitting that they have crashed UFOs that have these extraordinary capabilities, is this not the biggest UFO story in American history?
Yeah, but no one's talking about it. Again, we broke the story, Virginia.
What a cover-up.
It is weird. You hear a story like that. Why are they talking about that on all the networks? If that's a legit story.
I think it's because they probably, honestly, if you look at the one that had happened with the footage that they had that was slowly released earlier by the Pentagon, it started with I believe the Drudge Report even. And then it was like the New York Times ran a piece on it, gave it some legitimacy. And then ABC is like, okay, maybe we'll do it. Because they don't want to be that news outlet that their credibility is totally and completely forever shot. Not that people believe any of the news anymore anyway, but the alien thing, if they bite on an alien story that turns out to be fake, so you see a slow slipping into the pool, like the water is freezing cold, let's adjust, and then if everything seems to be okay and no brushback on this, then we'll report on it.
You have a question?
Were there dead aliens in this alien crash?
The Roswell one. Oh, yeah. There's people in the military that say they saw bodies.
Dead alien bodies.
Dead alien bodies. That's true.
Dang.
At least the rumors are out there that they saw that.
Yeah.
But I've seen interviews with military people that said, I saw an alien being. I actually saw them.
Mm-hmm. The official military report on the whole Roswell crash was that it was a balloon that they used to detect nuclear explosions. And they didn't want the Russians to find out that they were trying to find out how big their, atom bombs were at the time. That's why they called it a weather balloon, not what it really was.
If you were single and an alien came down here and was kind of good looking, do you get with it? Do you get busy with an alien? Would you ever?
No.
Ralston?
No, I'm married.
You guys I said
my wife would kill the first alien that.
If you were single, I asked. If you were single.
If I were single.
A single Kevin.
What do they look like? I'm probably not. There's got to be some kind of.
It doesn't really do it for me.
String, yeah.
It scares me more than excites me, but apparently I am alone in that opinion. You would do an alien?
I just work with some vanilla people is all. That's all I'm saying.
Interesting.
Well, I know you have thoughts that Elon Musk might be an alien.
You want to do him?
No.
He continues to try to do space-age things. He's talking about the upcoming Tesla Roadster having rocket technology so it could hover.
Whoa.
Now, there would be a limit to how far up it would hover, maybe like 6 feet, but he said, we've got to figure out how to make it hover without killing people. So that's the problem. They can get the Tesla Roadster to hover, but it's just going to kill about 50 people every time it does. So as soon as they figure out that, small disadvantage, we'll have hovering cars.
You think people get hit by cars enough? Here's a new way to make cars kill.
Right. What if you drive over somebody?
Yeah. They're under you.
Yeah.
Do you know they're under there?
Yeah, they got to work some things out. There's a woman in Michigan that's trying to start a network of support groups for women named Karen.
Oh, I can see where this is needed.
Uh-huh.
What if you're a nice Karen?
Which, by the way, does exist.
Totally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's a common ground. Create that positive social change through actions, words, and outreach. We were at a place recently and I said, could I please speak to your manager? My son was like, oh, Mom, are you being a Karen? Asking for a manager is not always negative.
Okay, there you go. But unfortunately, her Facebook page for the group barely has a dozen members, so it's not really taking off so well.
That's it? That's all it's got?
Yeah, that's all it's got.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, it's not really doing well right
So
now.
Karens are suffering in silence. They're not finding other Karens and forming
Not
groups.
Right now, this is kind of odd. A white male chemistry professor at the University of New Hampshire resigned after it turned out that he was posing as a female immigrant of color to make racist and sexist comments on Twitter. And no one was surprised.
Oh, my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Interesting things happening in Naples, Florida. Police there arrested a drunk man who was causing a public disturbance. An officer found the man making sexual gestures toward the glass door of a building. He was extremely intoxicated. He was sweating and slurring his words. The officer said the man walked up to him and his family while taking a defensive karate stance for no apparent reason. When he tried to walk away, he followed being aggressive. The man then hid in an alley and started jumping out at people trying to scare him.
What a catch.
Oh, he was just drunk having a good old time. He was charged with disorderly intoxication and a public disturbance. Also in Naples, a woman there allegedly attacked her passed-out sister with an EpiPen and told police she did so because she's allergic to drunks and was hoping to sober her sister up. The woman told officers, I injected her with the EpiPen so she wouldn't be drunk anymore. What's the big deal? The two women were drinking together at their Naples home when one went to sleep on the couch. The woman continued drinking and taking drugs. And at some point, the woman went crazy and attacked her sister with the EpiPen.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. She called 911 but then hung up. So that's why the cops came out and she was arrested for suspicion of domestic battery. Two people stole a van from a gas station in St. Louis on Thursday, but the van belonged to a funeral home and there was actually a body in the back.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, dang.
That's terrible.
I mean, it didn't bother the body.
The cops tracked down the van the next day and the thieves were arrested.
Do you get an added on something because there was a body in there?
Probably,
You should. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a guy in Michigan who's been going to auto repair shops in the middle of the night and pooping in random cars.
That ain't cool.
What?
I've been with this company 20 years and never ever seen anything like this before. We noticed that the customer started going through two of the cars that were unlocked, grabbed some sanitary napkins. He defecated inside the side of the customer's van. He did seem like he was on something. Second time around, he was perfectly fine. Last thing we want is customers to feel like this is something that we have caused when it's ignorance on behalf of somebody else.
That's just that's a terrible, dirty crime.
That's a poop de ville.
That is. Cops are still trying to track him down, but there's a serial pooper on the loose in Michigan. Look out. So where can you get the most expensive parking ticket in all of South Florida? My wife is telling me that my daughter got a parking ticket.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is it in Boca?
It is in Boca.
That's not good for you, Kevin.
Take a guess. How much do you think her parking ticket at Meisner Park was for?
Oh, boy. Now, was she parked in a handicap spot?
No, I don't believe so. I think that she was just parked.
Expired meter?
Yeah.
Oh, just basic expired meter.
I believe so, yeah. I didn't get any extra. I just got, she got this parking
Did
ticket.
she
Here's
have
how much it cost.
Was
her tag up to date and everything?
She just probably parked in the wrong spot. She stayed there too long.
Yeah.
Those are normally like $30 in West Palm, right? 35.
Well, I had one down by the courthouse in West Palm, and I thought I never paid it. I thought it was going to mess up my license and suspend my license, but it didn't. It's different than a traffic violation. At least that's what I was told, and it did not suspend my license.
Interesting.
So, yeah. I'm sure it's going to screw me up in something else, because I don't think I ever paid that.
We'll definitely talk about it on the radio.
You know, come after me. You know where I live. I'm not scared.
Yeah, what is the process if you do not pay a ticket? How long before that comes to bite you in the butt? Is it when you just try to renew a license plate or you try to get anything like that? Is that when it finally sorry, you have to take care of this first?
I think they can.
Typically?
I think they can do that, but I'm going through everything in my mind. I never got stopped for anything. I everything got renewed, and I never paid that ticket. I didn't believe in it. It didn't feel right.
Huh. Maybe they lost your ticket. How lucky is that?
Oh my gosh, that never happens.
Yeah.
I'm going to go $68.
$68. The actual retail price for this parking ticket at Meisner Park in Boca was $95.
$95? There had to be some other infraction. That just can't be from an expired meter.
Yeah, I got to figure out what's going on here because you're right. That does not seem like that would be right. Because I started looking up some of the other prices for how much you pay because it is not all the same. So where you get a parking ticket in South Florida will determine how much you pay.
Well, we knew we were going to pay a little more in Boca, but more than double.
But we also have to understand the violation here. The violation is going to be different.
I just texted my wife to see if there was anything else that went along with that or if it was just an expired meter. Because that's insane. If it's $95 for an expired meter, you got to be kidding me.
Well, don't tell Dad, but.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's a don't tell Dad moment.
They parked in a cop spot.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah, we'll
you could park in something that said reserved for law
security
enforcement.
Or something.
Yeah. I started looking up different parking infractions. Tell me who you think charges more, and this is just for an expired meter.
Okay.
Where would you pay more if you get a parking ticket in Palm Beach or if you get one in Miami Beach?
Miami Beach.
It's Miami Beach. Everything's more expensive down south.
Yep. You would think so, but it is not.
Really?
Palm Beach, an expired ticket or an expired meter is $50. I know, I actually got one on Palm Beach, and I could not believe it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. $50. Miami Beach is $32.
Dang, Palm Beach.
I think that's what it was in West Palm as well. It was in the 30s.
Yeah, I've gotten one in downtown West Palm. It's in the 30s.
Okay, what do you think is more expensive, West Palm Beach or Delray Beach?
Oh, definitely Delray.
Saying Delray, what do you think, Virginia?
I don't know. I'm going to say West Palm.
You're wrong, Virginia.
Okay, one of you is clearly right. It is Jaybird with Delray Beach.
Oh,
dang!
Delray Beach, $35. Expired meter, parking ticket. West Palm Beach is $27. So right at 30.
They didn't get that money off of me.
He's still running from the law.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What do you think is more, Jupiter or Wellington?
Oh.
And the Jupiter is their max at a 24-hour limit. Wellington is 6 or more hours. That's how they break down their rates. So where would you pay more if you do either of those parking infractions?
It's definitely Wellington, and they're probably going to throw in some weird horse fee because it's very horsey out there.
Okay.
You can park your horse for extended periods of time. You can't park your car.
Okay.
It's Wellington.
It's definitely Wellington.
Definitely Wellington.
0 for 2.
Wellington is $42 for 6 or more hours, and Jupiter is $50 for a 24-hour limit.
Huh.
That's crazy, huh? Okay, what do you think is more for an expired meter, parking tickets in South Florida, downtown Fort Lauderdale or Boca Raton? Downtown Boca Raton.
This is Kevin trickery. He's gonna make us. He's gonna say, "Oh, it's gonna be Boca," but it's not Boca. It's definitely Fort Lauderdale.
You think he's trying to trick us?
Because I used to park down there. I know.
Yeah, we're not falling bait to your trickery, Ralston.
Yep.
Okay, so what are you saying?
It's definitely Fort Lauderdale. Cost more.
Okay. All right, you're right. You guys got me.
Damn it,
Oh,
Bird.
for 3.
You told me Kevin was tricking us.
When you start listening to me.
Downtown Fort Lauderdale, $25 for an expired meter. In fact, that's one of the better rates.
Yeah, it is.
In all of South Florida. And Boca Raton, downtown Boca Raton, $35.
Oh, we gotta go till I get one right here.
Yeah, I want to know what Caitlin did to get 90.
Yeah. I got to find out if that's just what an expired meter is at Meisner Park, or were there things like expired tag and things like that went along with it? Crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. If anybody else, that's just what I found on a quick Google search. If anybody's got anything else that is more expensive or noteworthy, let us know. 877-979-WRMF.
Lake Park or Palm Beach Gardens?
I am going to say that Palm Beach Gardens is more expensive.
Probably.
Oh, you don't know?
No, what's going on?
I thought you were quizzing him because you knew.
No, I thought he knew. He's got.
You're the worst game show host ever.
That's the first time I've heard that, by the way.
Interesting. Somebody's thinking that Caitlin was late on paying the ticket. Maybe that's why.
They will get you for that.
Dad, it was in my purse. I just forgot. It fell to the bottom.
Yeah, probably. Another debate came up over the weekend because we were up in the Lakeland, Orlando area. So that's why we weren't able to do a show on Friday, because I had to go to a memorial service on Friday. It started at like 1 o'clock in Lakeland, so I had to leave earlier to get there and all that stuff.
The father of the famous taco bar cousin of yours passed away. So
yeah. My
Uncle
cousin,
Taco Bar?
I do have to ask the question because the people want to know.
Yeah.
Was tacos served?
No, we didn't have any kind of formal meal. We just went for a service, and then they had something, a gravesite, and that was it. So unfortunately, there was no taco bar there.
Was it a depressing service, or was it kind of one of those uplifting ones?
It was just a standard service.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm always fascinated about funerals.
You are?
Yeah, I am, because not everyone's the same. There's some that are way different.
And he passed away from COVID?
Well, it was one of those things, again, where you had 3 different lines that typically are on it, and COVID was listed as one, so he will go down as a COVID death, even though there were 2 other things that were causing the untimely departure.
And how old was he? He was younger, right?
He was, I think, at least 82.
Okay,
so I thought he was in his 50s or 60s.
No, his son is Taco Bar guy, yeah, but he's alive.
I'm thinking Taco Bar guy.
No, my cousin's, he's alive and well.
Good.
Yeah, collectively,
he's doing great.
How wrong can me and Virginia be in the course of a 5-minute segment? Oh my gosh. I thought I was wrong a
No,
lot.
my cousin is alive. and
Good.
well. Yeah, so hopefully he'll host another Taco Bar gathering.
Tacos live on.
I'll be there with flying colors.
You will.
I'll be
Okay.
there.
All right. Well, maybe not this week, but soon. So we were up in that area, Lakeland. We decided to pop over to Orlando, see what the heck was going on over there. Went by Disney Springs, which, by the way, is amazing. If you have not been, which, for us, we were taking the kids when it was downtown Disney. I guess that used to be downtown Disney, and now they converted to Disney Springs, and it's so awesome now.
Oh.
There are all kinds of great stores and restaurants and bars and things to do. It's very cool. If you've not been, in fact, I would say of all of Orlando, it is the place to go. It puts City Walk to shame. Any other place
Really?
you're going to go, Disney Springs is it.
I haven't been there then.
It's pretty amazing.
Where did you guys eat?
We had eaten in Lakeland, but we went by some amazing restaurants. We didn't eat at Disney Springs. We just did some of the shops that were there. They got one of those Zara's that my family loves. This store, it's a clothing store.
Yes.
I think the only one they have is in South Florida. Is out there. Where is it? It's one of the malls here, so it's not. I think it's in Miami-Dade, so they don't even have one.
I don't want to keep pushing the envelope. I'd like to know where you actually.
I know
ate.
you guys. I wasn't expecting this barrage of odd questions. So.
Well, we're fascinated
I know,
by
yeah.
you and all these secrets that you're apparently trying to keep over there.
KVJ Nation's been on my ass like flies on a rib roast. Go, why are you guys off? Well, tell me, Bird.
Yeah.
Is there a taco bar?
Yeah.
There's a lot of questions.
I know. There's a lot of
The
questions.
taco bar will live on, and that's what we all need to take from this.
But I do find it odd how I've been asking about food. I still don't know where this son of a biscuit ate at. He hasn't. He's been very.
Well, let me look it up. Hold on. It was in Lakeland. I know this is very important. So.
Was it a restaurant or a drive-through?
It was like a bar, restaurant. I think
Okay.
it was Mojo something or other.
That's always what I'm thinking. Was Kevin sitting at a table eating with family relatives?
Yeah, it was a round table. It had stools.
I meant
We
homemade
got chicken wings. We got all the appetizers things.
Okay, so it was a high top.
No,
You
it
had
was a table that was
stools.
no.
You said stool.
Yeah, but it was more lower.
Oh, interesting.
Look,
Any other completely?
I was alone a lot on Valentine's.
Were you all in
weekend.
one vehicle, and how many of you were there?
No, we were in two because my son drove down from Atlanta, from Georgia Tech, and so he had his siblings in the vehicle with him, and my wife and I rode separately.
Did we get any tears coming from them robotic eyes?
No, I didn't shed any tears. I typically, don't. You know me. Robots don't cry.
You cry at a bird funeral? Tears a little bit?
Oh yeah, I'd be hysterical. I'd be hysterical.
You better cry at my funeral.
Yeah.
He would.
You both better.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be a damn mess.
Oh, you're going to be drunk. You're definitely crying.
Oh, I'm definitely crying and yelling at people.
Yeah.
Probably my family.
But we were heading from Lakeland over to Church Street, which is downtown Orlando. See what that's all about? Because, once upon a time, Church Street was the place to go. I realize I've aged out of Church Street.
What is it now? Is it still young?
It's a lot of nightclub type stuff, but there was a cool little rooftop bar that my family had seen on TikTok that we wanted to go check out. TikTok runs our life. Everything we do now is TikTok.
TikTok
based.
Kev, everybody. TikTok Kev.
TikTok fam. I'm not really TikTok Kev.
Oh, you're TikTok Kev.
That area is very active, and it's got a lot of energy throughout the night. That area, it's not. It's a younger man's game.
It is a younger man's game, but Disney
And
Springs
you
was
need
great.
an older man's bar.
I did, yeah. That's why
You
Disney
want-
Springs was great, yeah.
That's so
yeah,
funny.
I'm not down for the nightclub thing.
They're taking you to the club.
Well, we didn't go, and they didn't know either. We went to the rooftop bar was fine. It was okay for older age.
Yeah, I hate going to dance clubs, but I like going to bars and start dancing, even though no one else wants to dance. Does that make sense?
No. You belong in the club.
I don't know, dog. Those days are over.
So while we were going across, I was on I-4. Have you guys ever been on I-4 that goes from Tampa pretty much through to Orlando? So
Yes.
it sweeps through.
Every time I've been on it, it's been mad traffic.
It is the worst road in Florida.
Okay, you're double downing on that. Without a doubt, worst road in Florida.
That's my question, because I posted that up because we used to travel a lot when my daughter played softball, and I haven't been on it for a couple years. So they've got room to expand and add more lanes. It's only 3, and they need about 3 more lanes on each side, and they're not, and I don't know why. And I'm like, this has to be the worst road. What are they doing? And some people had commented and said, actually, the 826 to Palmetto is the worst road.
I'm going to throw my 595 in there for an awful road.
595, yeah. So I was just kind of curious, what Florida road is the worst to travel on?
I mean, there's a lot you can do with this. There's the big roads like a 595 or the I-4. Then you have these other smaller roads like a North Lake Boulevard. And if North Lake Boulevard was a human, I would want to fight it.
North Lake Boulevard's awful.
Awful.
Indiantown Road is no picnic either.
It's not.
Okay, well, we will get your thoughts on that. You can go to our Twitter right now where we're asking on the KVJ Show site what Florida road is the worst to travel on, I-4, the 826, or other. And if you got a comment too, you can hit us up, 877-979-WRMF.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
My daughter texted me and she said that parking ticket she got at Meisner Park in Boca for $95, it was just for an expired meter. That's crazy, huh?
Expired meter?
Yeah.
I mean, that's high.
That's insane. That is by
That's
far
higher than any municipality you named.
That's by a lot.
Something's not adding up.
Is it because it's private property and they make their own laws? And if that's the case, do you have to pay it?
I don't know. All great questions, because, I would think that you would probably want to know that.
That's ridiculously high.
Well, if she wants to fight it in court, you can hire me, the bird.
Oh, yeah?
To do what?
Just to defend. Just to get in there.
To get her a contempt charge added on to her ticket.
Throw some objections.
Just go in there with a few objections, just start throwing them around.
You gotta understand, I've been watching Better Call Saul, and he's a lawyer, so that's kind of where I'm at mentally. I think everything's the law, the lawyer.
Yeah, I get it. You're inspired. Yeah, that's pretty crazy, though.
That is.
How about that? Somebody had said, too, because I was debating after being on I-4 again, and it was just nonstop traffic, and you were stopping a lot. To go maybe 5 miles, it took like 40 minutes. It was just crazy. I was like, this has to be the worst.
It's always been like that.
Well, that was what, it's been a while since I traveled it, since my daughter was playing softball years ago, and I used to complain about it then, and it looked, the stretch I was on near Disney Springs, it looked exactly the same. I'm like, in that time, nobody thought, hey, we should probably add a lane or two in here.
Is that the one where if you do get poopy cramps, you're kind of screwed? You're probably crapping your pants? Yeah, there's no...
One time I had to pee in a bottle.
Yeah.
I was stuck on that. There's no way to get out,
At least you have to poop in a bottle.
Man, poop it in a bottle, that'd be tricky.
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
If it was like a wide mouth, I feel like you could make it happen, but like a regular,
Well, if any of that's going down, it's all gone wrong. Your day is really...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we asked the question here on our Twitter, what Florida road is the worst to travel on? Is it I-4 in the state if you've been up there near Disney and Universal? Right now, 66% say yes. 23% of the votes are going to the Palmetto down there in Miami-Dade, going up through Hialeah. But yeah, right now, I-4, a lot of people who travel that say, without a doubt, it is the worst. A buddy of mine, Dwight, he said, yeah, I-4 by far. I'm from North Miami, so I grew up on the 836 too, and it's bad, but I-4 is like a Freddy Krueger nightmare.
Well, at least on the one road, you got "We Bear All" signs, and you've got all these good signs. The I-4 doesn't have anything like that.
No.
What's is it I-75 or "We Bear All" Cafe Risque? You got something to look forward to driving, at least.
It's exciting, isn't it? Somebody texted and said they are expanding I-4. It's called the I-4 Ultimate. It's supposed to take years to complete. That turned I-4 into an even bigger mess than it previously was.
Well, have they started any of that? I mean, did you see any construction?
No, the part where I was around where Disney Springs is, coming from Lakeland, that stretch, I didn't see any of it. So maybe it's further up, but I drove it all the way through downtown and didn't see anything there. So maybe it's on the east side of downtown in Orlando. Somebody said I moved to Orlando 3 years ago, and I have to say I-4 is the worst road I've ever driven on in my life. And the drivers here are worse, too.
It's stressful, man. That's just like, ugh.
Yeah, and they worked in Hialeah, too, so they were used to the Palmetto. They said hands down. That is it. Somebody's saying hands down the road to Key West is the worst road in all Florida.
Oh, I love that road.
Just make sure that you got a lot of gas in your tank.
That's a peaceful road. Even if there's traffic, I've sat in traffic on that road. It's beautiful.
I don't really ever hate the ride there, because I usually don't remember it, because I'm usually in the back.
In the bag?
In the back, in the bag.
In the back, in the bag.
All I know is it's long and it's wet and watery. The trip.
Long, wet, and watery. I was going to say, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
Spring training is going to be kicking off here before you know it in South Florida. The pitchers and catchers are going to be reporting on Wednesday, and then the 28th, it's going to get going, and it is going to continue on pretty much through the month of March. April 1st is going to start the regular season. So I know there's some debate on exactly when it's going to get going, so at least we know the dates. And the East Coast teams are going to stay on the East Coast, West Coast on the West Coast this year, so you're not going to see that crossover the state. So you won't see like the Marlins over in Tampa, and you won't see the Yankees in Palm Beach.
All I care about this season is as long as the Astros lose. So I can just don't really care for them, Virginia.
Yeah, we're gonna send them to a super spreader.
I was thinking about that because I remember last spring training, I went out to, I think, the first Astros game, and the two guys who were kind of in the whole cheating scandal, Altuve and...
well, two of the many.
Yes.
Damn, call it out.
I think in the first spring training game, if I remember right, they got plunked. They got hit by fastballs.
The first week, it was a rough one for them.
And then I got to one spring training game last year, and then COVID hit, and boom.
Oh, COVID helped.
Yeah.
Helped out the Astros.
Spared them from a lot of bruises. So
it helped them out in the sense that people stopped talking about it as much as they were, because it was really catching some steam right when COVID hit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, we really are going on that 1 year of the world has changed and stood still ever since. And remember spring break last year where all the beaches were closed, and then they closed the main beaches like Fort Lauderdale and Miami Beach. And so everybody started trying to head to Delray Beach and other beaches and Hallandale. And so then they had to start closing those beaches. So are we going to have that kind of chaos this year? What is going to be going on? Are we going to have spring break? I saw that there are a lot of schools that have canceled spring break, like in Florida. UF, Florida State, Miami, Florida Atlantic, Florida International, they're not going to be having spring break this year.
Yeah, canceled spring break in quotes. You can't cancel spring break.
I think they are not giving them the time off from school though.
Yeah.
Because they gave them like an extra week. I know some kids in my neighborhood that were away at school. They were home for Christmas an extra week, and they were told, hey, that's your spring break.
That's what they were doing, talking about either giving them an extra week there, or maybe they'll end classes a week early. And so, yeah, if you take your own spring break now, you would miss an entire week of college classes.
Right. And they don't want that. They don't want you to go and, do the things that we do at spring break. Body shots, hanging all over each other, hooking up with 7 guys.
More body shots.
Like, that is not good during COVID.
Or just good because, chlamydia is still out there.
Well, right now, the thing that they're saying is, in South Florida, we got that apparently the highly contagious UK variant. 15% of our new cases are that variant that's happening in the state. And so I know the president has talked different things about travel restrictions. I know our governor is fighting back against that. So we've got that kind of political fight going on.
Politicians are fighting?
They're fighting, yes.
What? I can't believe
are fighting, yes. And so they're, saying, will Spring Break 2021 turn into a super spreader event, which I guess could, affect and infect all of us.
Well, it's also got a really nice headline there. It's got fear. It's got...
Yeah, everything you want.
Everything you want.
Everything you want. So what is going to be happening? Are there going to be restrictions? Because, if you own bars or restaurants here in South Florida, this is kind of a big deal for you.
It is a big deal.
Am I going to see shutdowns? Am I going to see people coming in? They say right now that hotel bookings and Airbnbs, it looks like it's picking up. So it does look like even though those schools have canceled, somebody's coming in from somewhere. And
I wonder, I think about like my daughter's school, like your daughter's school, your son's school. Mm-hmm. Are they doing it?
His old school, University of Michigan, they've canceled spring break.
Okay.
So, that's one of the bigger ones that has. So there's enough schools that have not, that's saying, yeah, go ahead, go to Florida.
What about like all the Florida schools here, like Lynn and stuff like that? Are they doing it?
The only ones that I named are the only ones I know of.
Keep in mind, too, private school, that's Lynn, I believe, is a private institution, and they can govern their own rules usually.
Yeah.
Private schools, anyway.
What about Palm Beach County kids?
I don't know.
Grade school kids.
Yeah, I
what
think
about the middle
more,
schoolers, Kevin?
Yeah. I think we're talking more college kids is what they're worried about, because you're not going to see a lot of the elementary school kids in bars.
Well,
true. Well, my kids.
You didn't grow up in Lake Park.
Okay. So if you do plan on going out to bars and restaurants, what are you going to see? Right now, bars and restaurants can operate at full capacity, but they got to keep the masking restrictions, tables 6 feet apart and all that kind of stuff. And the mayor of Broward County has said that they could impose a countywide curfew if things start getting crazy and shut down the bars and restaurants at 11 p.m. or possibly midnight. They don't want to, but if spring break starts to look insane, then they might enact that curfew, which would affect a lot of people. So starting in March all the way till April 10th, you're going to see the spring break time. What is it going to look like here in South Florida? It's going to definitely be more rambunctious than it was this time last year. So,
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Fort Lauderdale's mayor, Dean Trantalis, he said he's not even closing, or he's not keen on closing the beach this year. He doesn't want to, and he doesn't like the idea of a curfew. So they're going to try to stay open unless it looks like we've got a spring break zoo and people are just breathing COVID all over the place. So that's pretty much what the plan is. All right, coming up here in just a couple of minutes, Dr. Lovebird, I believe, is going to be wrapping up today's show with his thought.
Ooh, are you going to do it in your DJ voice that you used last night?
We'll see. You got to tune in.
Okay, that's what it is. That's a tease right. That's a tease right there, my friend. Thank you.
You know how you hear people on the radio and you're like, I wonder what they look like when they're saying that. I wish I could see them. Well, you can. We're right there on youtube.com/KVJ show.
Wow, pizza is pandemic proof. In fact, it's thriving because of the pandemic. They say that the big pizza chains are crushing it, like Domino's and Papa John's through much of 2020. They grew so much, it was roughly the equivalent to them selling about 30 million more large cheese pizzas than they had the year before.
I can see it. Even my numbers are, and they're usually high as it is, but the pandemic year, I couldn't believe how much I spent in pizza.
Well, so many of us just started relying much more on takeout rather than going out.
Yeah.
And what's the easiest thing to do? Oh, call and order a pizza, because you're already conditioned to do that.
Well, and here's the note for everybody that loves pizza. The larger chains, they started to lean in on menu innovation and delivery. If you notice how technologically advanced the Domino's app is, even their trucks that deliver the stuff, I noticed, they do that whole thing about from the order to the oven to the driver to your door. They tell you where it is and they make it so easy to order. The big chains are doing that and they're thriving. But what about the mom and pops that don't have the money to build a tricked out app
Right.
and to have all these innovations where they've got pizza ovens in their cars? It could be affecting the mom and pops as the big guys thrive.
It is. I think it is.
That app you're talking about where it shows where the person,
Yeah.
is, I'm almost certain this one person, it's the same delivery person. They always get the pizza. They drive to this parking lot that's kind of down the street. They wait for about 15 or 20 minutes. I'm thinking they go get the pizza. They go to their house, smoke weed, and then bring the pizza over to me because they reek of weed, and they're always going to this one little area every single time. I can see it on the app, Virginia. I think I busted them.
And keep in mind, if you got your own drivers, you don't really have that. You would be able to hire and fire people that do that kind of squirrely stuff. Whereas if you're a mom and pop and you rely on a third party, then you got to deal with pot smoking guy who brings the pizza 15 minutes late and cold.
Because that's what happens.
And it affects your business.
The pizza could have been there 20 minutes earlier, and homeboy was smoking. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Look, I know you've analyzed it.
You know people that smoke weed.
And I know about pizza. And it delivers.
Just a
This
thought.
is just your forte.
Yeah.
All right, After the Show podcast is coming up here in a minute. Bird, if you'd wrap us up with your thought for the day.
Well, listen up to this one, my lovers. You don't always attract what you are. You sometimes attract people who are in desperate need of what you are. Oh.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Want to see what Virginia looks like on camera? And
Wait, what?
Kevin and Jason,
Wait.
youtube.com/KVJ show.
I didn't get it.